Hey everyone, it's Jason and this is your cruise news update. And did pirates try to attack a cruise ship? What's the earliest flight that you'll book home after your cruise? And you may want to check your information because a cruise line may have just had a data breach. So cruise story number one, and when you book a cruise, do you expect your information to be safe and secure, where no one else can access it, including your booking numbers? Of course you do. We all do. So multiple people this week have reported on Facebook, Cruise Critic, and Reddit that when they logged into their Celebrity Cruises app, other people's names were showing up. And all their information was in there, including Crown and Anchor numbers, Captain's Club numbers. They were also able to see current bookings. They had the booking numbers and any purchase history. So one passenger said that they received 2 random phone calls from random strangers say, hey, I got your phone number because when I logged into the Celebrity Cruises app, your name, all your information is in there. I know you don't know me. I didn't try to access anything, but I would want to know this if this happened to me. She said, thank you so much. When they called Celebrity Cruises to inform them of this, they said, yes, we're aware of it and we're working on it. And she pushed them. Why didn't you notify your customers? Pushed him more. Why didn't you notify? They couldn't answer her. She's like, isn't there some laws about that? About notifying about data breaches? And they tried to explain it. Oh, it's not a data breach, that kind of thing. She said there was no apology. She asked for compensation. She goes, it's unacceptable that random strangers have my information. I've received 2 phone calls. How many other people have it? Now I thought, okay, this is it, 1 or 2 random people. I'm up to 32 people that said they've had this happen in the past 3 days. Obviously, this information isn't everywhere. Not every person logs into their account every single day. I mean, I'm one of those that does, looks at it because I get excited. But not everybody does that. Have you experienced this? Log into your information, your Celebrity app, and see if you see other people's information. I think this is highly unacceptable. So much so that there's been a few other things that have kind of made me a little suspect on Royal Caribbean and Celebrity that I'm taking my credit card off of the app and online. I don't want to have anything to do with it. Yeah, if someone knows my name, my address, my phone number, honestly, if they know my bookings, what am I going to do about it, right? I just don't want my credit card information to be out there. What do you think of this? Has this happened to you? Let me know in the comments. So cruise story number 2, and there's certain basics about cruising everyone should know. And 2 of them are big about flights. 1, don't fly in the day of your cruise. And the second one is, don't fly out too early after your cruise. So how early is too early? So this was posted on an MSC board, and quite honestly, I think this is the earliest I've ever seen anybody make a flight. So they said they got into the Port of Miami. There were 6 ships in the Port of Miami that morning on Friday, and they said they got off at 7 a.m. They were able to make it to Miami Airport through TSA and be waiting for their flight that boarded at 8:05 in the morning. 8:05 in the morning. Wow. They said by 10:50 they were back in Atlanta at their home in bed resting after their cruise. Is that the earliest you've ever heard of anybody making a flight? That is crazy to me. Especially Miami. Fort Lauderdale, a little easier there. You're so close to the port. Port and the airport are really close to one another. Miami traffic though, especially with 6 ships in port on a Friday, traffic, you got still during the week, that can get really hectic and busy. Now, I'm a noon person. Everything is 12 or after. When we go out of Seattle, afternoon. Vancouver, after 12. That's my number. How early of a flight have you ever made? Let me know in the comments. So before I get to cruise story number 3, I would ask that you please like this video and consider subscribing as it does help the channel grow. If you could do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks so much. So cruise story number 3, and this is a wild one, and passengers are asking, were these people pirates? Smugglers? What were they? So the Celebrity Silhouette was leaving Key West, Florida, and heading to the Bahamas. And as they were headed to the Bahamas, passengers said they saw in the distance a small boat coming towards them. They said the cruise ship slowed up a little bit, and this is a little bit of a scary situation, I would think. And they said they came up beside him and bumped into the cruise ship multiple times. Said it was very odd. Now, obviously it is the ocean, it can be a little unstable there, so that might have been why. But still odd nonetheless. And they said senior officers came out, started communicating with them, and they said when they pulled up, there was only 2 people visible. And then you see there's a cuddy cabin there. It's just a little cabin underneath, and multiple other people started coming out. And they said they were shielding their faces so as to not have pictures taken of them. It's kind of interesting. And so they said they're continuing to communicate with the captain, the senior officers, and these people, and they get them some food and water. And, per maritime law, you can't leave someone stranded. And you got to make sure they have the necessary supplies. You do. They said they got them enough food and water, and they wanted to board the ship. They were kind of insistent we wanted to come aboard. And the senior officers were holding them off. And the captain, because people are hearing these conversations, said, no, we're going to wait. We've contacted the Bahamian Coast Guard, and we're going to let them assess the situation and provide assistance. As soon as this was communicated from the senior officers to these people, they took off. Here's them leaving right here. And passengers are like, what on earth just happened? Were they pirates? Were they smugglers? What do you guys think with that story? I have to say, that is one of the wildest stories. I've been on cruise ships and fished that area many, many days and have never heard of anything like this. Let me know what you guys think. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you again so much for the continued support. And until I talk to you soon, happy cruising.